Hello, friends. Welcome to the Fluffy Hobo Show. I'm Steve, and I'll be your host. Today, we're going to talk about mental stability and how it affects happiness. I pulled up two articles from the AMFM Mental Health Treatment Center. The study was done back in May 28th, 2019. Now, according to the article, we go through and what is mental health? Mental health, for us to understand how to achieve happiness, we first must understand the meaning of mental health. Mental health is your psychological well-being and how you feel about yourself, and how you feel about the environment around you and the relationships in your life. When people talk about mental health, they mostly talk about anxiety and depression. And while those are real conditions, mental health encompasses more than that. The absence of depression and anxiety does not mean someone is in good mental health. We believe that there's more about a presence of certain things rather than absence. For example, people who are in good mental health tend to have a passion or enthusiasm for life, commitment for the things that they have in life, and acceptance of the bad circumstances in your life, self-confidence and self-esteem, and the ability to have fun. Those things are often missing with people who have the issue of their mental stability. This can spiral into a crushing depression and anxiety, which can often lead to destructive behaviors of addiction of alcohol and drugs. How mental stability affects the happiness. It goes into a video about it, and they're talking about a book. But essentially, it is mental pain is misunderstood because the other people's can't see it. When you break a leg, the injury is obvious. If someone has cancer, there are MRIs and X-rays and biopsies, etc. to check internally. But when someone is mentally anguished, there are few clear-cut tests to check their health. There is a video, which I'll probably link to the Facebook group for it. How to improve your mental stability and become happy. According to this website, you should feel grateful. One of the hallmark signs of unhappiness is lack of commitment, which kind of brings an interesting twist that I've come to think about. So in our current world of affairs with hookup culture, a lot of people don't have a lot of, they don't have commitment. And it seems to really strain on things. But I'm just wondering what the correlation between, and I could not find a study at this given moment, correlation between thoughts of feeling grateful and being part of a hookup culture, and thoughts of being grateful and being married young. I have not been able to find a study about this, but maybe I'll pitch that to a university to see what they come up with. The other thing is be mindful. The world is a very chaotic place. Events are always happening. People are consistently entering and leaving your life. Things are constantly changing for the better or for the worse. Your mind absorbs this chaos, creating a disorganized thoughts, anxiety, and general anguish. Removing yourself from this by learning the quiet of the mind, becoming mindful. Practices like meditation, deep breathing are often excellent at helping others decompress, become tranquil, and finding clearer paths to improve their well-being. Getting active is always a great thing. I was always told there's always something to do. And when I was growing up, there was never, I'm bored. Well, if you're bored, there's a bunch of rocks that need exercised. Go outside and pick up a rock, keep walking until you're too tired to be bored. That happened quite a bit. And, I mean, it's a good physical development for me because I'm naturally stronger than a lot of people. Not just, I work out. I was like, that's not what I do, but, who was it? There was a man in my life that told me I had that country boy strength. Just naturally strong. Those of you that know what I mean by naturally strong, you get it. And those that you don't, get a hold of me. I'll try to explain it better. And the last thing is to find professional help. If you're dealing with a mental illness and feel isolated, sometimes talking to friends or family just isn't going to work. Please find professional help. If you're dissatisfied with your life and unhappy with the direction it's going, you really need to grab hold of the reins and take control. When this is done, it feels so much better when you have that control over your life and you feel better about what you're doing. And the next article I bring is from the Mental Health Treatment Center again, but this is back in June 11th, 2019. And I bring this one up because it's signs that are linked with being mentally stable. I'm going to rattle these off kind of quickly and just kind of see if any of these apply to you. And hopefully more than half apply. Signs that someone is emotionally and mentally stable. A sense of being in control of their personal thoughts and actions. A sense of well-being. Friends and families are generally confident in the individual's ability to care for themselves physically, emotionally, and spiritually. They are able to stay consistent and present in their work, family, and social lives. They have hobbies that they enjoy and they fulfill them. They have loving, nurturing, and supportive relationships in their lives. They are free from being consumed or controlled by a substance or behavioral addiction. They contain a fairly exceptional set of coping skills in which the system in dealing with troubling emotions or troubling situations that may arise in their life. Signs that people are not mentally stable include emotionally turbulent days filled with perhaps tumultuous ups and downs, reliance on addictive substances, exhibitions of addiction or eating disorder behaviors, excessive worrying, problems concentrating, appearing easily angered or irritable, increased or decreased appetite, or legal troubles. I don't know why legal troubles is down there, but I could see why it's a stressor. So how does happiness and mental stability relate in social terms? That is a great question, and I'm not too sure how to answer this. However, there's a nice quote here. As member of social species, we deserve strength not from our rugged individualism, but from our collective ability to plan, communicate, and work together. Our neutral, hormonal, and genetic makeup support our interdependence over independence. I kind of agree to this because I know that's an older quote, but it used to say, it takes a village to raise a child. And this is kind of where it comes from. Because from a child's perspective, it's not just one adult or two adults. You've got a whole village of people to raise one person. It also takes one person to kind of keep a village together. Sometimes when a village is weak. If a village is strong, there's a lot of people that will be always interconnected. And it'll make a stronger person because they have other people to rely on when they need to, which kind of helps relax certain things. Now, I'm going to do something a little risky here. I'm going to take a mental stability quiz. There's 10 questions here, and I'm going to read them off. Within the last 2 weeks, you have felt uninterest with things that you normally bring you joy. I do agree to that, because sometimes you're just too tired. Within the last 2 weeks, you have gotten little sleep, yet you have felt well rested and energized. Yeah, hold on, I got my Fitbit here. I got 3 hours and 36 minutes last night of sleep. And it is currently 6:17. I've already worked my shift, and I feel pretty good. Within the last 2 weeks, you have felt as though you are guaranteed unlimited wealth, power, and beauty, etc. No, I am not guaranteed any of that. Within the last 2 weeks, you have felt intense worry or fear without having the control of your emotions. Nope. No, I've got pretty good control over those. Within the last 2 weeks, you have gotten a sense that someone else is controlling your emotions and thoughts. I do agree, because the news is always trying to do that. Within the last 2 weeks, you have felt like your thoughts are racing too fast for you to express to others. Agree. I have to slow myself down when speaking at times, because sometimes I go way too fast. The last 2 weeks, you have felt like a total outcast. I'm going to say no. Absolutely not. Within the last 2 weeks, you felt as though others' emotions and morals don't matter. I do agree. Only because there's a lot of stupid people out there. And okay. If you're a pedophile, I do not agree that your emotions and morals matter. I do not agree with it. Within the last 2 weeks, you have avoided places, people, or other social situations of intense panic or fear. No. No, I just don't go to social things because people are weird. There are a lot of weird people out there. Don't even start it. You have felt suspicious of others or questions their motives. Yeah. Sometimes somebody just rubs you the wrong way. And on the mental stability quiz, the test results are, I have a likelihood to have some light form of mental illness. Apparently, depression, anxiety, and bipolar disorder are some of my illnesses that I'm likely to have light form of. That's a little new to me, but we'll see. So, if you're struggling with mental health, just know that you're not alone. A lot of people out there are suffering from mental health issues and mental conditions. I can help, but I can only help those that are willing to be helped. If you're not comfortable coming forward to have help, please find professional help. That's all I got for you guys today. This is just something I came up with on the fly. I thought I was thinking about it today about mental health and how a lot of people just don't seem to recognize their own mental health. I mean, look at me. I took a quiz on, granted it's an internet quiz, but I still didn't realize it had that I have a light form of it. I mean, I figured a little narcissism was in there, but not depression, anxiety, and bipolar disorder. That's just a little off to me. But it didn't tell me I was going to die next day, so that's good. All right, everybody. Everybody have a great night. Thanks for tuning in.